Hey YouTube, Hayden here again, Sidcup RC. Hey, sorry it's been a while since I've made a video. There's a few reasons for that, which I'll go through. So this video will be another one of these. It's a channel update essentially, but there's not going to be a whole lot of exciting things to see. Much like my last video when I talked about Rochester RC, wasn't much to look at, but yeah, I just wanted to, sort of bring things up to date. First thing I should mention is, again, the Marder here. I think that's what it's called. I wasn't going to feature this on the channel because it's not really on point with the usual sort of stuff I cover. And this was, like I mentioned previously, this was just a bit of a sort of clean up, strip and clean job for a friend. So yeah, that's why it's on the bench, if you like. And I'm just going to give the motor a very sort of light clean and then just plop it back in, because I really don't know anything about these gas motors, so I'm not going to sort of mess about with that. And then it's going back, so yeah, it's just had a nice clean up, all the crap removed. I meant to say I'll put up some pictures of what it looked like when I started, because it was a bit of a mess, and you'll be able to see how much nicer it is. I only found a few things wrong with it. One of the sort of tie rod ends here is a little bit bent. A couple of the tires have some cracks, which I sort of just put some glue in the cracks for now. Apart from that, and the engine, which I said I know nothing about, apart from that, everything seems reasonably okay. So it's all back together. I had to put a couple of new bearings in it because they were rusted up, but apart from that, didn't really have any issues. It all seems fairly good, so hopefully the owner gets it running again. Yeah, so that'll be good. I made a bit of a list, so I'm just looking at my list of things I wanted to talk about. So I'm back in London. I went to New Zealand for just over a month, and the reason for that was that my dad was really unwell. So my dad, he's had cancer for about 5 years, and he's had it all. He's had prostate, he's had melanoma, and he's had brain tumours. So yeah, he's had the works, and he's had all the radiotherapy and different drugs and so on. And to be fair, he got an extra sort of 5 years out of life, which he probably wouldn't have if he didn't have any treatment. But yeah, I guess you can probably tell by the way I said that he didn't make it. So yeah, that was pretty shit for me. But yeah, back in London now. Got my mum sort of, along with my brother, we got my mum mostly sorted out, and I think she's going to be all right. So yeah, back in London, it's freaking hot. Again, I'll overlay a picture of when I went for a walk the other day. I've never seen the cricket club, sort of, it's the number 2 pitch mostly. Number 1 pitch is amazing, but I've never seen the number 2 pitch so dry. And I was just thinking, man, it would be awesome just to drag an RC, around that grass. Excuse me, I can just imagine it throwing up all that, dry sort of grass and dust and that. But yeah, unfortunately, I still don't have a job, so I'm frantically job hunting, and I don't have any sort of disposable income, of course. So, I mean, I had been hoping this summer to actually get one of the RCs up and running and to get some running footage. And the plan to do that was mostly with this guy here. That was the one that I was going to be my sacrificial runner out of my my shelf queen collection. So I was looking forward to getting that out there and enjoying the amazing weather that we've had. I mean, I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but I think if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's probably summer. But yeah, I mean, we've just had weeks of frickin' heat here. It's just been stifling. So yeah, I was really hoping to get out and take advantage of that, especially after having a month freezing my balls off in NZ. But yeah, I just don't know when I'm going to get a job. You know, I just won't know till it happens, and until then, I can't really go spending any money. So, and the other thing I was going to say is I've been hit with some frickin' bills as well. So, firstly, I had to get a new fridge because my other fridge packed up. So, got a new garage fridge. We only have a small, like a built-in fridge in the kitchen, and it's not that big. So we always need a spare fridge. I call it a bare fridge, but we need it for overflow of frozen food and so on. In fact, while I'm filming the fridge, I'll just do a little sort of sweep around the garage. I've managed to minimize a lot of the crap that you might have seen in here in earlier videos. Basically just to the point where it's crap around the edges now. But, you know, it's getting better. Getting better. I moved the shelves, I've moved them up a bit in anticipation of adding more shelves. Because as you can see, the collection has reached the end of the shelving life. This one that's up here, this little one's just temporary. It's just not even attached properly. But, you know, I need to get some more of these things, and yeah, some more wood, and yeah, expand the shelving. It's quite funny having it up high though, because I forget to look at my cars now. I used to come in and they were right at eye level, and so I'd look at them. Now they're kind of up, out of sight, out of mind, but they're all still there. So yeah. Expenses. So there was the fridge, and then I had to spend a bunch of money on my car as well. So the cam cover. So sorry, I had to cut there. Cam cover, a couple of the two sort of bolts that go into the head at the front of the cam cover. One of those snapped, so I thought I better replace them both. And so there's another 50 odd pounds for two little bolts, and then the battery was giving up as well, so I had to replace the battery. So yeah, pardon me, quite a lot of expenses hitting at the worst time possible, and kind of need to keep my car running. Oh, and I've got to pay the road tax for it as well. So yeah, there's just literally no money for RC, because I'm having to, I'm having to spend money I don't have regardless, without getting any money for fun stuff. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, I want to tell you about the Big Wig. So I've probably mentioned in a previous video, but the first proper hobby grade RC car I had was a Tamiya Boomerang. And so what always happens with me is, if I kind of want what I can't have. So because I had the Boomerang, I always wanted the Big Wig. okay, because you actually get 4 shocks, and it just seemed like a lot better buggy. But to be fair, at least at the time, it was a big price hike to get to the Big Wig. So yeah, I had the Boomerang and could never afford the Big Wig. So seeing that there's a re-release, Big Wig's been re-released again, was pretty exciting. So hopefully at some point I can, I'd really love to get one of those, just because it's mad nostalgia. It's like, one of the ones that got away, if you like. So really, really keen to get one. And I saw a video uploaded by Toys They're Not. I'll put a link in the description. And that just really G'd me up even more to get one. If I think of the amount of hours I spent, with the Tamiya catalogue looking at the Big Wig, Christ, probably spent days and weeks looking at it. So yeah. And then sorry, I'm sniffling. I've just suddenly been hit with hay fever. I know why. The guy's got his tractor out mowing the field behind us, so here it comes. Anyhow, that's about it from me. This is the channel update. I'm sorry it's haphazard as always. Made some notes, but still cocked it up. But anyhow, just one thing I wanted to leave you with. I just had a memory the other day, when I was thinking about the Big Wig and those days. I remember having RC like the Boomerang must have sort of coincided with me going from what we had in New Zealand called intermediate school to high school, or college, if you like. So I remember part of the transition, I had to go to the high school and I had to have a 5-minute interview with the rector of the high school. So yeah, I was really bricking it about this interview, because to me, he said it was almost felt like getting interviewed by police or something, because he's a very straight cut dude, and mega eye contact, which I'm really uncomfortable with. I was looking down a lot, and Mum and Dad told me when we got out that you got to look people in the eye and that, but it was pretty intimidating. But anyway, one of the things he asked me is, what are your hobbies and stuff? And so I said, I'm into radio control cars. And he took this big, deep breath and sucked the air through his teeth. And he went, oh, expensive hobby. So I kind of had a bit of a chuckle to myself, when he said that. And later on, back at school, I was chatting with my friend Shervin, who was also madly into RC, and his parents lived in Hong Kong, and so they managed to get him a really good RC. And I can't for the life of me remember exactly what it was. It was a Kyosho, and it was belt driven, and it could have, so obviously it was 4-wheel drive, but yeah, it could have been an Optima or an Optima Turbo Optima or Optima Pro. Don't think it would have been a mid, but anyhow, that thing was just insane, compared to what I was running around with. But anyhow, the thing that was funny was I talked to Shervin about seeing the rector, and he had been and done the interview as well. And he said he mentioned RC, and the rector said exactly the same thing. Oh, expensive hobby. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little story just in case it's of any interest. But I just thought that was funny, and you see that quite a bit in life where people just say the same shit to everyone. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.